Well, she's fresh after a couple of weeks up there on the Gold Coast. Jaimee Rogers joins us with the burning questions. G'day, Jaimee.
Good morning, guys. How are you today?
Really well.
Really well. Excited about this game tonight. Excited about the other game tonight. And there's another game tonight, the basketball too, Lithuania and Australia.
Yes, I know, and that's going to be huge.
Yeah,
Let's
yeah.
hope
By
the
the
Boomers
way,
can do it.
We've been telling you throughout the week that people might think, Lithuania are really,
They're
really good.
good.
So they're
Yeah.
$1.58 favourites against the Boomers, stacked full of NBA players, $2.40.
Two NBA stars in that Lithuania side too.
Yeah, so big game tonight. All right, guys, let's get into the burning questions. So we'll start off with the NRL, and it has been reported all week that Nine are pushing for a second side in Brisbane to take away that monopoly of the Broncos. But boys, there's two questions to this. First of all, is axing a Sydney club the right answer?
Well, I think there's only one thing that everybody agrees upon. I think that is that Brisbane does need, or South East Queensland needs, a second Brisbane side to play out of Suncorp Stadium every second week, so it's used on a weekly basis. The only problem is everyone agrees there's too many Sydney sides, but you just don't know how to get rid of, minimise those numbers. That's the big thing. That's why they get paid the big bucks at league headquarters. But we need to see a plan pretty shortly.
Too much pain associated with getting rid of a Sydney club. Been down that path before a couple of times, and it's just too painful. You lose too many fans, so they can't do that. Yes, second Brisbane side, for sure.
But should the broadcasters be telling the NRL what to do?
Well, you pay your $1 billion, you get a fair bit of say in the game, considering you basically own the game. I know the fans will say they own the game, but the TV money keeps the game flowing and the players paid well. And, they've got to have some influence, but I don't think they'll be structuring the competition, no.
Be really interesting if you made that concession from an NRL point of view, what you could do at the negotiating table by locking in Channel 9 for an extended period. So that's something that I would look at, because when you look at it, Channel 7, they're probably not going to go for rugby league. Channel 10, maybe with CBS as their new buyers. So I doubt it.
Yeah, but there's other players that come into the market. You got your Telstras, your Googles, who knows, Facebook, it can all be different come the next negotiation. But the fact of the matter is, the more say you want, the more money you pay, right? The less say you want, you can pay some less. So that's how it works.
All right, guys. Well, been reported again, Paul McGregor looks to be in trouble of keeping his job after the loss last weekend. And even though his contract was extended by 2 years back in April. But the question I have about this is it a coincidence that Nathan Brown leaves the Knights and then all of a sudden there appears to be some urgency on McGregor's review?
What about Fitzgibbon knocking back the job on the Newcastle to stay with the Roosters and maybe take the Dragons job?
I would have thought that there is no coincidence to the fact that that it is purely coincidental that Nathan Brown leaves. So not connected at all. The Newcastle Knights, Paul McGregor, I reckon they'll do a review of the football club after this season. What they'll find is that other things need to change, that there was a number of contributing factors to the Dragons not going well this year, Jack de Belin, Gareth Widdop, and that Paul McGregor will be given a period of time next year, whatever that period of time is, to turn the side around. That will not appease Dragons fans.
But can you actually make a case for the current roster that they've got, combined with Paul McGregor, to make a change in 2020? I know, as you said, they had some circumstances out of their control, and Jack de Belin probably really did derail their season. But can you make a strong case for keeping it as it is?
Yes.
Yeah.
And you can make a strong one for him going as well. It's depending what you want. But it's definitely only one more year, surely.
He's a loss, Widdop.
I know they won't be any. I can't see them being any better next year without Widdop, their best player.
Boys, Newcastle confirmed this week Adam O'Brien will be the coach for the next 3 years. Everything we've heard about him, you would think he will be a success. But is he the right coach to answer Newcastle's problems? And will the Knights players be affected by what's been happening at the Nathan Brown situation?
If management was strong, you'd be confident of a rookie coach going in there.
Yeah.
Like this is new management as well. And Phil Gardner's got a great record in the clubs industry, but as he's got his P plates on when it comes to running a footy club, now you've got a P plater from a coach point of view, and then you've got really a little bit of the tail wagging the dog with the players up there as well. So they now go, well, hang on, we've got a bit of pull in this joint now. So everything you hear about Adam O'Brien is good. My only concern is he's never coached a side.
Yeah.
He's never had to have a tough conversation with 4 players and say, see you later, guys, you're out this week. The assistant coach doesn't have to do that. He just sets up the witches' hatches and runs the attack drill.
Yeah, I'd love to have a chat with him and why he hasn't gone down that other path of he can't do any more as an assistant coach. He can't be better thought of as an assistant coach than he is in recent years. Yeah. So why hasn't he gone to England? Or did he always, just to run his own show, get that experience and dealing with the politics within a footy club, Adam O'Brien, and dealing with it in the steel city of Newcastle, where everywhere you go, it's just footy and having to cope with that and the politics of a footy club. So it's a big ask, and this debate continues. Tim Sheens, does he come back? You know, Adam's now going to be naming his own assistant coach, which is a good start because he's going to have to come with all his own equipment. And how long do they give him to be successful? 5 Origin players, and they've missed the 8 this year.
Well, boys, let's change codes now. And the WBBL, the schedule was announced a few months ago, but my question came after Meg Lanning this week said that the scheduling of this season's WBBL as a standalone competition, it's a big moment for the women's game now, ready to take that next step. Is it a risky move, do you think, that Cricket Australia have separated the women's competition away from the men's, or is it just the strength of this women's game will continue to grow?
I've got a feeling that no matter what happens in terms of people turning up at the game, in terms of people watching on television or streaming or whatever it is, that they'll describe it as a success.
Yeah.
So the benchmark is pretty low. This is a really popular game in a popular format, and there's some real stars. Excuse me. So from that point of view, all the ingredients are there to be a success. I really like when you have a couple of games at the
run them on and run them off.
Yeah.
I wish it happened with the footy. The
problem is they want them to 40 minutes to finish the game, 40 minutes before the kick-off to the next game so they can go out there and do their warm-up. Well, it's too early for patrons to turn up then.
Yeah, no, I thought they would have been better served. I know plenty of people disagree by having it as the precursor to the BBL. That's just my personal opinion. We can get there even if you weren't that way inclined. You could still get to see the second innings, and then you could watch the whole T20 battle if you wanted between the men. That's just my personal opinion.
Well, hopefully it continues to grow because the WBBL is seeing bigger numbers in the A-League.
You used to do the footy. I know I'm taking back a little bit, but you used to watch reserve grade, and if not, you say, well, we'll meet at half-time in reserve grade, we'll watch the second 40, and then, we'll watch the top grade.
So under 21s used to kick off at 12, reserve grade at 1:30, first grade at 3:05. Bang, bang, bang. That's how it used to happen. Yeah. You go up there at Newcastle back in the day, there'd be 10,000 people when they opened the gates.
They're the ones in recent memories where people would watch 3 grades.
Yeah.
Well, guys, this last one, just quickly, it's actually not a burning question, but it's a question for you guys. So Rafa got angry this week at a ball boy when he put a third bottle down. And as we know, Rafa's quite OCD with how he likes his water bottles with the labels facing out and plenty of other rituals he does throughout his matches. Have either of you two, I mean, Jimmy, did you have any pre-game rituals that you would do, or TK before you'd go on air? Have you done anything?
Always.
Or have you witnessed anything that was funny or that you thought you could share?
Well, I normally don't talk to anybody and I have a double shot of coffee.
Oh.
That's true. That's true.
Wow.
Hey, you TK?
He's saving his voice.
Oh, right. That's right.
No one talks before 5:30.
No, it's very difficult, I must admit. I concur with that. Me, not really. Not even a sock on it, left or right foot or anything like that. Used to always love to make sure my socks were up. So I used to put the tape around to make sure the socks... The biggest weirdo that's ever played the game is Mark Spud Carroll, who had ritual after ritual after ritual before a game. He didn't want to see his jersey until he was going out for the warm-up. Didn't want to see it. So they brought out the jersey, say, take it away!
His jersey.
His jersey. That's a strange.
Don't ask me why. He's a weirdo.
Yeah, as I say, that's a
weird one. Then he'd go out for the warm-up, he'd say, jersey! And the poor little gear steward would have to run over with his jersey. Salts! He'd want the salts to, before you run out onto the field and that. Very high maintenance, man. Oh, tough guy, Mark Carroll. Very high maintenance.
Well, there you go. That's the burning questions this week, guys.
Good on you, Jamie. Always good to see you.
I'll see you Monday.
Thank you, Jamie.
8:30.